So good. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you something very special to me that I've never showed you guys before. So I want to show you how I make candles and what got me into making candles. It's a pretty fun process to watch, so if you want to see that, keep on watching. First, I want to give a shout out to my very much appreciated Patreon members. I love all of my members over there on Patreon, and I share so much about my life that I just don't talk about anywhere else. So if you want to get to know me better and on a deeper level, definitely check out my Patreon as well. You will not be disappointed. So, what did you guys think about my podcast that I recently appeared on? I made a post on my community page showing you guys that a podcast that I was asked to be interviewed on has recently been published, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I was really nervous with not being edited and not having the ability to edit things out that might come out wrong. And I said some things in there that I wish I would have worded differently, but overall, I'm really grateful for the experience. Kurt Powers of the Powers Project is a great guy, super easy to talk to, and I opened up about some things that I never talked about before. And it makes me a little nervous to think about because it's just so vulnerable of me to do and say some of the things that I said, but I think it's for the greater good, and it makes me feel good to potentially help other guys that might be struggling with the same things that I went through. So definitely check out the Powers Project to see my first podcast experience. I also wanted to announce a new giveaway winner for my eggplant painting. Now, about a month ago, I announced that I would be giving this painting away to a lucky subscriber underneath one of my videos, and I picked a gentleman that I thought would be interested, and I'm sure he is still interested in the painting. I just have no way to reach out to him, and this is my first giveaway, so I'm still trying to learn the ins and outs of it, but at this point, I think it's time to pick a new giveaway winner. So I've picked a new winner, and the new winner is Richard Whitesell. So if you're watching this video, please leave a comment underneath the video or send me an email and we will work out the details from there and get this painting over to you. Thank you so much to everybody who entered into the contest and showed interest in it. It really means a lot to me and it really keeps me going. So thank you guys so much for all of your support. So really quick, I want to get into why I decided to start making my own candles. Now, some of you might not have guessed or saw this coming, but I love candles. I love the way that they light up your room, the way that they instantly make your room feel at peace. And when I'm working on something, whether it be a painting or editing a video or any kind of content creation, I like to have a candle lit. So I really enjoy lighting candles when I'm painting. It's something that is just automatic for me. It just makes the whole vibe tranquil. And that's very important for me when I'm creating any kind of artwork because I can't have any distractions or anxiety or else I'll just walk away from the project. So whenever I'm working on something, I like to light my candle and go from there. So I found a new website that I started buying my fragrances from for my candle making, and every single fragrance I have bought from this website is absolutely amazing, just perfect. And the website is Candle Science, if you guys want to check that out and maybe get into it yourself. Let's go over to my living room. Without further ado, I'm going to show you guys the process and where I make my candles. I just recently sold my couch, so my living room looks kind of crazy right now. It looks like empty, but I thought selling my couch would free up space and make me more creative. But somebody said something on my webcam show yesterday and put things into perspective for me and said, you know, you don't want to live in an office cubicle. You need to have a place to chill on a Friday evening and watch a TV show or something like that. And I know that, but I'm really hard on myself sometimes and I treat myself like a robot without emotions. When people say certain things like that in my life, I kind of need that. I need that perspective because I was looking around my apartment, like, where do I sit down to chill out? Like, I'm tired. Yesterday, I was walking around my apartment trying to find some place to chill out, and I ended up just sitting on my bed, and it was like 6 p.m., but I was done with my work and everything, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get a couch. And I really was not expecting to want one this soon after getting rid of my other one, but I needed a new one anyway. without further ado, let's move over into my living room. I'm gonna show you guys my candle making process. Hey guys, I'm here. So we are in my living room. This is where my couch used to be. So it's kind of weird facing this wall, but I really love this space. I want to use it in the best way possible, but I think it's really made to have a couch in it. So I like to get started by first preparing my jar. These are the jars that I use. They are 8-ounce jars, but I don't fill the wax all the way up to the top, to the brim, because that would just cause issues with putting the top on, and it would be dangerous having an open flame like that. So I usually fill up the wax right to this edge right here, where it gets kind of more narrow and before the cap screws on. So that is about 7.1 ounces of wax. I've measured it out, it's worked for me, and let me show you guys how I prepare the jar. This jar is already cleaned out. I usually take alcohol or little alcohol wipes, and I'll go in and just try to get any excess dust, you know, shake it out, everything, just to make sure that it's perfect once you pour the wax into it. So this is the wax that I use. This is all natural golden wax 464 soy wax, and you can find it off Amazon. If you guys are interested, I'll link these items down in my description if you want to get started making candles on your own, but it is a process and it is a science, so prepare to have patience. First, what I'll do right here is turn on my scale and make sure it's on pounds and ounces. Then I'm gonna put my measuring cup on the scale and then tare it so it's at 0. And then one of the things with this scale that I really don't like is that I have to keep pushing on it or else it will time out and I'll have to recalibrate it again. So that's happened to me a couple times. I'm using just a plastic cup right here to scoop the wax out. And usually 1 full cup is 7.1 ounces. So let's see if we can be perfect with it. If you guys were ever wondering what the wax looks like, it's just little flakes of wax like this. So it's kind of cool. Let's see how much this is. Okay, so that's 6.4. .1 on the dot. I'm just gonna be making one candle today because I have this fragrance right here, not this one, this one. This is a fresh cut grass scent and it had really good reviews. And I got this other scent already called Jamaica Me Crazy, and it's just amazing. It's exactly what I was wanting to launch my website with. So this is a hit. My mom loves it. She's already asked me for another candle of it, which is a great sign. So Jamaica Me Crazy is great. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna name it because I'm not gonna name it Jamaica Me Crazy. So this is the fresh cut grass scent, and I've tried out a couple other brands. Like here's a brand off of Amazon, P&J, and I just really don't like these scents. They don't compare to these at all. They're not horrible if you're just starting out or wanting to make a couple candles, but if you want a really great product that you can stand behind and be proud of, definitely check out Candle Science. So this is the scent I'm going to be using, fresh cut grass, and I really just love the smell of fresh cut grass. And living out here in Arizona, one thing I realized is that not many people have grass. But in the place that I live in now, the town that I live in, there are some neighborhoods that are just beautiful and stunning and so wonderful to drive through because they do have grass and you can smell that fresh cut grass scent, which I just love. It reminds me of summer, it reminds me of back home, and I wanted to recreate it. Okay, so we have our wax right here. There's many different ways to melt your wax. The way that I have found that works for me is using a hot plate and a pouring pitcher. You can get these anywhere, and you can get a hot plate anywhere. But there's other people that use crock pot type devices or actual devices that are meant for melting wax. And there's also a double boil method, which is a little bit more time consuming, which I never even tried out that method, but I have used that method for melting chocolate and stuff like that. But I think this is the easiest and fastest way to do it. So I'm gonna pour my wax into the pitcher, carefully. Okay, I'm gonna set it on here, and then I turn the hot plate to level 2.5. And it usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes to get the wax fully melted. I'm looking for 180 degrees. Actually, I'm looking for 200 degrees. So the flash point on this fragrance is 200. The flash point varies for whichever fragrance you're using, so double check that every time when you're making your candles to make sure that you're getting the wax hot enough before you add the oil so it can properly combine with the wax. So let's prepare the jar now, because you want to make sure that the jar is ready for when you're ready to pour it. Here's my jar. I forgot what these are called, but I think they're called wick holders, and you just place them on top of your jar and then pull the wick through the hole so it stays nice and straight. Next, we're gonna take one of our wick stickers right here. Okay, now we're gonna take a wick, and the wicks look like this. They have this little metal fastener at the bottom. And then you're gonna take the sticky side, stick the wick on it, and then peel off the other side. And I'm gonna try to center it in the center. Just like that, perfect. Now I'm gonna take the wick holder, stick it through, and just pull it like that. So then, you're ready to pour the wax in. You have these little openings on the side that leave enough space for the pitcher. I have my little handy thermometer right here, which is an infrared thermometer. So right now it's at 76, but this is what's been working for me for now. So let's go ahead and start mixing up our fragrance. I have a journal here that I've been taking notes on which measurements have been working out for the different scents. And right here, this is my little equation that I found out from another YouTuber. So I'm using a 7.1 ounce candle, and then the oil that I'm using is 10% oil, so 3 to 10%, which is just like the strength. So then I'm gonna take 7.1 divided by 100 added to the percent of oil, so it would be 110%, which equals 6.45. And then I'm gonna take 7.1 and then subtract 6.45 from that, and that gives me the perfect amount of oil to add to the wax to give the perfect hot throw or cold throw. And when I say hot throw, these are just terms that I've learned from watching other YouTubers in the candle making community. But hot throw is the amount of fragrance or aroma that the candle gives off when it's burning. Cold throw is just what you think it would be. It's how strong it smells when it's not burning. You usually want a pretty strong hot and cold throw. That's what I'm aiming for. I like to wear gloves because it's very strong. If it gets on your fingers, it's hard to get off, kind of like bleach. Put that on there, tear it. So I have a weird way of getting the fragrance out of these jars. I've been using straws and just, you'll see. But I really need to break down and buy like a syringe or some kind of instrument that would make this quicker, because it could be a lot easier than it is right now. So make sure it's tared. We're looking for 0.6. So to stick my straw down there, drop it out slowly. I don't want to just pour it because it's going to get everywhere, and then it's going to be a lot more difficult to get the excess back into the jar. So I think this is better, because this stuff is expensive, guys. It's not crazy expensive, but it's not cheap. So it's not like I'm just pouring water out, you know? Okay, so 0.3. This stuff smells so good and so much like that natural fresh cut grass smell. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It's hard to describe, but it kind of smells like watermelon or like honeydew or even like honeysuckle a little bit. Just all very spring, summery scents that just make you happy when you smell them. Okay, so we're at 0.4, 0.5. 0.6, but I'm gonna add just one more dollop. There, 0.6. So my fragrance is ready. That's all we use for one candle. And this is really high quality stuff. I haven't tested out this scent yet, but the other 2 scents that I've used with this brand have just been amazing. So I just made another candle last night using this scent, guys, and this is gonna be a hit. I already know this is gonna be super popular on my website because this is something that I would burn, like if I'm trying to meditate or even just after a really hard day and I'm taking a bath with maybe a glass of wine or something. I think this is perfect for that. So I wish you guys could smell it through the camera, because honestly, I only have a little bit left because this was just a little trial size. Oh, so good. It's very natural. Okay, so our oil is at 206. Yeah, so actually it's ready to add. Here's my little stirring spoon stick that I use to stir the oil into the wax. But here's what it looks like once it's melted. It looks yellow, but it's actually white once it dries and solidifies. So I'm gonna add this in. Make sure I get it all. Then I'm gonna stir for 3 minutes. And it has to be 3 minutes to make sure it gets thoroughly combined. Oh my gosh, guys, this smells so good. Like, so good. This is exactly what I was looking for when I wanted to do fresh cut grass. Exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna mix this and then we will come back to pour the wax. This has become a really fun hobby of mine. I really have enjoyed this. And you know, it's crazy how you can just learn anything off of YouTube. Anything. I told my dad about YouTube when he was having a lot of car issues, and he was so thankful that I showed him that. You can literally just type in anything on YouTube with any problem, and you'll probably find a resolution. So he doesn't really take his car to get work anymore. He does all the work now himself. Unless, of course, it's in depth, because he doesn't have a car lift or anything like that. I'm so excited to get my website up and going, guys. Ideally, my business would have already started by now. I was supposed to already have my LLC delivered to me and my business, everything aligned. And I'm just waiting for the state of Arizona to approve my business license. And once that happens and I get it in the mail, then everything will go live. But as of now, everything's up in the air. They were supposed to have it to me by the 19th, which is what I was planning for, and I haven't received it or any emails, but it just shows that they're still waiting on the state of Arizona. So I'm gonna give it another week before I reach out, because we have just went through 2 holidays, and today is a holiday as well, I think. So I'm gonna give it till this time next week. But my website is just about done. I also have been spending a lot of time testing out different candle scents and wanting to really be confident with what I'm offering you guys. So I already have 2 scents that I'm going to be offering you, which is the orange scent and the Jamaica Me Crazy scent. I have a good feeling that I'm going to add this to the line as well. So fresh cut grass and then the white sage. As long as this goes well and my mom approves these are going to be the scents that I launch my website with. So you guys are watching history right now. Okay, so it's been about 3 minutes, and I don't like to pour the wax until it's about 150 degrees. So it's actually 162 right now. We are moving along perfectly today. It's never this easy when I'm alone. Go figure. I hope you guys are excited to buy some candles from me, and some artwork, of course. I think the candles are going to be very special to go along with the artwork because it's something that I do. You know, I love burning my candles. Love it so much. I'm not really so much into oil diffusers and the plugins and stuff like that. I really just like a good candle. And some candles are very strong and give me a headache. And I know you guys know which ones I'm talking about. And I know I'm not the first guy in the world making candles, but I think it'll be something that you guys can feel connected to me with if you don't like artwork so much. So let me know what your thoughts are about this. Okay, 150, 149. So we're gonna go ahead and pour. It's probably cooling down so quickly because I have my AC vent right there and it's blowing right on me. All right, here we go. Nice and slow. It's always the perfect amount because of trial and error, and I don't like throwing wax away, but I can make multiple candles at a time. The most I can make is 4, and that's pushing it. Here's my candle. I'm gonna let this sit in a covered place, which is right there on my TV stand. And then in about an hour, it's gonna be fully solidified, but even after that, I like to cut the wick and then put a cap on it and let it sit for about a week and cure. Just to let those scents and everything kind of bake into each other and kind of curate itself. And I will let you guys know how this scent turns out. I'm gonna give it to my mom and see what she thinks about it, because she's even more candle crazy than I am. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and watching this in-depth tour of how I make candles. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, or whenever you're watching this. If you enjoyed, please subscribe to my channel. Also give this video a like. It really helps me out, guys. Other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.